In this video, we are going to review our topic 7 concepts. I'm sorry I could not be here to do this with you in person, but next best thing is this video. All right, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is our math starter. So this is asking us to find the volume of the given prism. If you remember from yesterday, we find volume by doing length times width times height. And again, it doesn't matter what you call what. So we can just use the three numbers in any order we want. So we're going to do 7/8 times 2/3 times 2/5. All right, we know with fractions, we multiply the numerators first. 7 times 2 is 14, times another 2 is 28. Now let's do the bottom. 8 times 3 is 24. 24 times 5, I don't know that off the top of my head, so I'm going to come over here, is 120. So now we have 28 over 120. Again, over here, 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is the 12. 28 over 20, both of those can be divided by 4 to give us, actually, let's start by dividing by 2. 14 over 60, divide by 2 again, gives us 7 over 30. So the volume of the prism would be 7/30 feet cubed, or you can just write out the words cubic feet. This is because everything we set up here. Therefore, my response is 7/30 feet cubed, or cubic feet. You can type out the words if you can't do the exponent in your doc. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a minute to get that in. Once this is in, please submit your math starters because it is Thursday. All right, moving on. So, homework is due tomorrow. As of Wednesday morning, there only about half of you have done it, so make sure you get that done today if it's not. Your mini assessment 8 is tomorrow, and that's going to be on everything that we're going to go through in this video. For today, when you're doing your work, you may use a paper and pencil. Please do not take any of the baskets from behind my desk. The subs know this. I have told them, please do not do it. If you did not turn in your math starters, please turn them in. And at the end of class, please make sure that the desks are straightened out, that you have returned your pencils and headphones in the bags neatly. I do not want to return to a mess. So 6C, this is going to kind of fall on you because you guys are the last ones in the room. So please 6C, make sure everything is nice and neat when you leave. All right, so now to get into the lesson. First thing we're going to do is find the area of this parallelogram. To find the area of a parallelogram, you use the formula area is the base times the height. I have already circled the base and height in blue. It makes the right angle. If I trace over these two lines, the base is 12 and the height would be 6. Again, that bottom base is 12 and the height comes down the middle and touches it at a right angle, which is 6. The 8 is our slanty. We don't need it. It is the distractor. It gets the boot. 12 times 6 is 72 centimeters squared. Again, area is always in square units. I did not divide by 2 because it is not a triangle. All right, now let's look at, speaking of triangles, now let's look at this right triangle to find the area. To find area of a triangle, you take the base times height, and then you divide it by 2. You divide by 2 because a triangle is half of a rectangle. And to take half of something, you divide by 2. My base and my height are 4 and 3. I know it's 4 and 3 because they make the right angle. The 5 is the distractor. It gets the boot. So my area is 4 times 3 divided by 2. 4 times 3 is 12 divided by 2. So our area is 6 centimeters squared. Again, area is always measured in square units. All right, let's move on. All right, we have another triangle here. We're asked to find the area. Area is base times height divided by 2 because it is half of a rectangle. My base and my height here, if you see the right angle in blue, the lines that form it are 4 and 12. 12 is my base on the bottom, 4 is my height that comes down the middle and makes the right angle. 9 and 5 get the boot. All right, so 12 times 4 divided by 2. 12 times 4 is 48 divided by 2. So our area is 24. And I don't see any inches or feet or yards or centimeters here, so we're just going to write units squared. When it's not a given unit, you just write units. All right, let's keep going. All right, now we have a trapezoid. For a trapezoid, we do not have an exact formula. We are going to use our 3 steps. It is the easiest to do. It is the sum of the bases, or add the bases, times the height, and say it with me, divided by 2. All right, so now let's look at our bases. Our bases are the parallel sides, which in this case, as I just traced over, are 6 and 8. 6 plus 8 gives us 14. Times the height, my height is 4. 14 times 4 is going to give us 56. Last but not least, divided by 2. 56 divided by 2 is 28. If you have trouble doing that, you can also think 50 divided by 2 is 25, 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then put them together. And again, I don't see a given unit, so we're just going to write units squared. Sorry about my messy pen. All right, so that concludes our 2D figures finding area. Now let's get into 3D figures. We are being asked to draw a net. If you remember, a net is a 2D laid out flat representation of the figure where we can see all of the pieces. So we have a rectangular prism here, so we're going to have 6 faces: a front, back, left, right, top, and bottom. I always like to start on the bottom. My bottom is a rectangle. Hold on, my pen's not working here. Again, my bottom is a rectangle. Sorry about that. Then we have, coming down would be our front. Hold on again, my pen is not working with me right now. That would be the front. You know what, we're just gonna hold on. All right, sorry about that. Not quite sure what happened there, but let's move on. All right, so again, we're gonna start on the bottom. If I folded it down, this would become the front. If I continue to unfold, this would be the left, the right, this would be the back. Now I am still missing a face. That face would be the top. I can really put the top coming off of anything. I like to put it up here so visually it's on the top. But again, that would be a net of a rectangular prism. Yes, it is not the most pretty, but it gets the job done. It has 6 rectangular faces, all labeled. All right, now we're going to draw a square pyramid. A square pyramid has a bottom square base. So that is my bottom. And then it has a triangle coming off of each side. So this would be the front. That would be the right. This would be the left. And this would be the back. There is no top here because the sides just come up to a point. So that is what a square pyramid would look like. All right, surface area. So that is the area of each surface. The name is right in the title, what you have to do. We have 6 surfaces, but remember, you can pair them up. For instance, the front and the back are the same. The left and the right are the same. And then the top and the bottom are the same. So let's find each of those. All right, if I shade over my front here, I see that the length is 7 and the height is 3. So these would each be 7 times 3, which is 21. Together, those make 42. Now let's look at the left and the right. The base of the left or the right is 5 and the height is 3. So the left and the right would each be 5 times 3, which is 15. Together, those make 30. All right, now the top and the bottom. The top and the bottom, if I highlight, are 7 by 5, which are each 35. Together, those make 70. All right, now total it all up. 30 and 70 is 100, plus 42 is 142 centimeters squared. Again, area is measured in square centimeters, or units or inches, whatever. All right, now we have the surface area of a square pyramid. For a square pyramid, we have a bottom, and then we have a left, right, front, and back. There is no top here because the tops just come to a point. Sorry, that kind of looks like a Q. All right, my bottom base would be 5 times 5, which is 25. And I know that it's 5 times 5 because it's labeled a 5 and it's a square, so both sides are the same. Now for the triangles. In a square pyramid, all of the triangles are the same. So my base of each triangle is 5, and the height of each triangle is 8. 5 times 8 is 40, divided by 2, because they are triangles, is 20. So each of these is 20, because in a square pyramid, they are all the same. And only the triangles are divided by 2. The bottom is not divided by 2 because it's a square. All right, the 420s make 80, plus 25 is 105 centimeters squared. All right, let's move on. We have 2 more slides. All right, find the volume of the given prism. Just like with our math starter, volume is length times width times height. 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/4. All right, the top numbers are easy. 1 times 1 is 1, times another 1 is just 1. Now let's look at the bottom. 2 times 2 is 4, times another 4 is 16. So your volume would be 116 inches cubed. Remember, volume is measured in cubic inches. All right, last but not least. All right, this prism is made of 10 cubes each with an edge length of 1/2 inch. Find the volume of the prism. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the volume of 1 cube, and then we're going to multiply that by 10 cubes because we can find the volume of 1 cube with the edge length and then multiply that by the 10 cubes. All right, for 1 cube, we would do 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 because each edge is a half. Cubes, all edge lengths are the same. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4, times another 2 would give us 8. So the volume of 1 cube is 1/8 cubic inches, and we're going to multiply that by 10 for 10 cubes. 1 times 10 is 10. 8 times 1 is 8. 10 over 8 is 5/4, which is 1 1/4 inches cubed. Again, volume is always measured in cubic inches. All right, so that concludes the video. You are now going to do your Linkit. If you don't need the code, you can just go right to the normal Linkit site. If you do need the codes are in the assignment under Thursday. It will say Topic 7 Review, Linkit. Click on it and you can get the codes. All right, this concludes this. Remember, please work quietly and be nice to your sub and clean up when you are done. All right, bye guys.